I'm going to walk you through a few quick steps today on how to set up an event using the Pointstreak 5050 software. First thing you'd want to do is locate the 5050 server icon on your desktop and double click on that to launch your software. It will bring up this login window for you. You're going to need your username and password. If you don't know your username and password, there should be a login info document on your desktop. So we could open this up and it would say there's my username and there's my password. I'm going to input that username and password combination into here and launch the software. Today we're going to go through creating a new event, whereas generally you would duplicate an old event, because once you've created the event the very first time, you've input logo information and ticket verbiage information, which you can then just copy onto the other events. For today's purposes, we're going to go through a few more steps and show you how to actually create a new event if need be. You click on Events in the top left hand corner of the server software, and we're going to select Create a New Event. So this is going to open up a generic window here. You're going to notice that I'm going to need to input the verbiage that's going to appear on the bottom of my ticket, as well as any logos and a few other things. So we're going to start at the very top. First thing I would do is give this draw a title. So I'm going to call this one Test 10, just for my purposes. And the main draw name can stay the same. We'll ensure that our start date and end date are correct. So for example, I'm starting this draw today and ending it today. You do not need to worry about the time limit unless you select this enable time limit box. Then you can set a time limit for your draw as well. A few things down the right hand side here as well. If we are doing a barrel type draw, which means we'd be printing tickets into a barrel and selecting a winner manually by hand, then we would have that selected. If not, if we're doing the electronic draw, we can have that deselected. This test draw box, if you'd like to do any test draws, you can always have that selected and create a test draw. For our purposes, this is going to be a live draw today. And this home event, if there are several active events. So basically, if you're doing multiple events at once, this would be the main event by putting a check mark in that box. So I've changed the title. Don't need to worry about any of these starting ticket numbers. The ticket number pattern for my first event will be A. Second event, I would change that to a B. Third event, a C, and so on and so forth. We can restrict our total sales amounts here, and we can also provide the amount of numbers that each unit would get for load and go should you be using load and go. We are not going to use that for this demonstration. In this box here, I would input the text that's going to appear on the bottom of the ticket. So I'm going to type that here. This text will appear on the bottom of the ticket. So things you would likely want on here are going to be the age of participants, how old they have to be to play. You may have a lottery license number, as well as information regarding the draw. And this could be things such as where they would need to go to claim where to claim the prize, when the draw is going to be held, and things of this nature, so that anybody holding a ticket has all the information in their hand of what they need to know. In order to add a logo, you'd simply click on the add button here, browse your computer for any logos that you've got on there. For example, I've got this nice logo here, and we could throw that on. You'll notice it then appears in here. I need to put a corresponding number in either the top or the bottom box here. This will make it appear on the top. This would make it appear on the top and the bottom. This would make it appear only on the bottom, and so on and so forth. So for now, I'm going to leave it just on the top. The other piece that we would want to check in our setup menu here is this setup prizes menu. So I'd click on this. This is where I'm going to see my price points. So for now, I've got 1 for 5, 3 for 10, and 10 for 20. I'm going to add a fourth price point in here just as an example, and we're going to do 20 numbers for, let's say, $30. So the important piece here is to note that I've got a price column, a numbers column, and a main draw column. So my price again is going to be $30. My number is going to be 20. So I'm going to have 20 numbers for $30, and I need to place a check mark in this main draw box in order to ensure that that price point becomes active as part of my selling procedure. I could then go down and press OK, and now this event has been completely set up, so I would go ahead and click Activate Event. From here, I would click Enable All to enable all of my stations, press OK, and press OK again, at which point you're going to see this new draw load onto the screen with a pot of 0, and you're all set to sell.